Welcome back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here in your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.
And remember, our goal is always to guide you to personal and financial wellness.
Happy Saturday and welcome back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show. That's right, 7 years now right here on AM 1220 KHTS and now FM 98.1. So you can hear us two ways, and making sure that you get all the information. You can also go to donandgino.com. There's a lot of current videos, but a ton of videos if you go through the library of great interviews like we have today with Gigi Bronstrup, with Angel Oak. And we have trust attorneys, financial planners, college planners, you name it, the best of the best. In fact, we put them all into one place for you. After doing this for 7 years, we've interviewed the best of the best throughout Santa Clarita, the best professionals that usually have, on average, about 20 to 30 years experience. They're accountable to Santa Clarita, they're accountable to us, and they're accountable to you. You can find out more by going to aprgi.com. That's aprgi.com, which stands for America's Professional Resource Group. It is what it is. They are the best professionals you can find, and we're very proud of this group, and we actually refer, and they handle all our business, basically.
All of our business.
Our trust. They handle our financial planning. They handle our insurance.
This is what we call our life team. They're the people in our world that we use for all of our personal life and all of our finances and protection, right? Because a lot of it is insurance. A lot of it is legal. We sit down with Lisa Odom to prepare our, whatever it is, our 72 corporations that we own now. It seems like you gotta, if you really want to protect yourself from everything, you end up having to incorporate everything. And then you don't qualify to get a mortgage. So
that's why Gigi's here.
That's right. So I thought that was a good layup there.
Yeah, no, and we're glad you joined us today because we teed up a little bit on the first segment about a lot of you out there, especially if you're self-employed or had a life event such as foreclosure, bankruptcy, or anything like that, that you're told basically based on standard availability to get a loan, you can't get a loan, period. So there are other options now, more are coming. So we brought the expert, Gigi Bronstrup, with Angel Oak Mortgage Solutions onto our show because there are options for you. And we were touching a little bit on bank statement programs, meaning if you don't show the income going into your tax returns or your business tax returns, then we'll look at the cash flow going through your personal or business bank statements to prove what kind of income you bring in. And that is giving us a lot of ability to help a lot of you get into home ownership again, or more home ownership than you thought. Imagine that your tax return, just for round numbers, shows that you make $100,000, but realistically, if you look at your cash flow, it's closer to $200,000. That's twice the house.
Right, and so you have to touch on the fact to say, well, if you've got twice the income, can I qualify for twice as much house? Well, not quite, because the programs do still have other restrictions. You still have to qualify. There's debt-to-income restrictions. There's FICO things that you've got to deal with.
They still got to qualify?
Still got to qualify, Don.
Oh, it's a good thing.
Yeah, they're not completely no loans like you said before. They're more flexible. They're looking at today's multiple streams of income versus single stream of income. Mm-hmm. And they're a little more flexible on credit, which I think is the big one.
They are more flexible on credit. They also go to 90%.
Okay.
With no mortgage insurance. And we also actually, on bank statement loans, will go to $3 million.
Wow.
Now, that's huge. If you're hearing this going, but literally just a few years ago, you could not get jumbo financing or alternative financing above 70% loan to value. I mean, 30% down, 40% down.
And you couldn't get jumbo financing unless you had a 740 credit score.
Right.
We were even just talking about another alternative that we have here at Skyline Home Loans the other day. It was like, oh, wow, you can do that with a 677. Yeah. That was unheard of 2 years ago.
If you didn't have 740.
660 is the FICO for 90%.
Wow.
Nice.
And if you do have 20% down, then where does that put you?
20% down will put you all the way down to basically a 640.
Okay.
Excuse me, a 540.
540. So you could have something with a 5 in front of it and still get a mortgage?
We'll do 500 FICOs to 75%.
Now, usually this is due to an event.
This is definitely due to a recent bankruptcy, short sale, foreclosure.
It's not because you just don't pay any of your bills and don't care and now you want to buy a home. It doesn't work that way.
No.
And a lot of you are glad because you want people to actually qualify and have the ability to repay the mortgage. That's the whole concept.
Now, obviously, let's put an asterisk by this. If you have a 500 FICO score, you're not going to get a 4% interest rate.
No.
So
you're going to pay.
Yeah, and and so on the risk scale, the riskier of a borrower you are, the higher the interest rate will be.
But the loans are normally a 5-1, which is a 5-year fixed loan. So you have 5 years to reestablish your credit, change everything, refinance again.
Well, that's what's nice about working together. That's why I like working with you, is you get them at least into a home so they're not just paying rent. They get the ability to have appreciation in that home, reestablish their credit. We work with them to get them situated so that they know exactly at, say, 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, whatever that number is prior to the 5 years, we will look at other means of financing that could potentially reduce their payment.
And
one of the things
there's
that-
no prepayment penalty.
I was just going to go there. Why this time it's different is no one's locked into these.
Yeah,
loans.
back in the day, there was
Oh,
that
yeah.
huge prepayment penalty.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted anything to do with
Yeah,
it.
you had a 2-year ARM with a 3-year prepay.
Correct.
How did that make any sense?
It did for the bank.
Yeah, it did. That's what happened.
Exactly. That was one of the reasons.
So
I
now,
mean,
so now we don't have any prepayment penalties. So that gives you all the flexibility in the world, and your mortgage professional should be able to help you navigate these waters. Be able to say what you need to do to be able to get out of this particular loan, and use this as bridge financing.
Okay, so we talked about a few things. So a lot of you out there are like, can I get into a home because I had a foreclosure and standard, financing, you're looking at up to 7 years at sometimes to get into a home again.
Particularly jumbo.
Especially jumbo, bankruptcies and so forth. So what do you have available for those who have foreclosures, bankruptcies, and even 1 day out of a
Even
situation?
1 day out, I'm just closing a loan right now, which is 10 months out of a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, and they are buying a new house at 85% loan to
Wow.
value.
So they might have had a business situation, or who knows what, that caused the bankruptcy. It could be a divorce, could be medical, whatever it is, they file bankruptcy. Now all their debt's washed. Now they're able to basically jump in
And qualify.
and qualify for a home.
That's
They're like,
true.
hey, I don't have the debt anymore. I can buy a home.
You
Right.
can.
I
But-
mean, you could talk about, for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, you can wipe out $250,000 in revolving debt. I mean, that could have been $10,000 a month in minimum monthly payments. You get rid of that, you could afford a lot of things.
You can.
Yeah.
And we still look at it the same as we would we qualify everybody the same. The debt ratio requirements are still the same. The rate is just a little bit higher, and the FICO score requirements are lower. So we have 3 different products. We have our Platinum product, which is 2 years out of any housing event or bankruptcy.
Okay.
We have our Portfolio Select, which is 4 years out, and then Non-Prime, which is anything else over 4 years.
So what's kind of cool is based on their particular situation, they could potentially get better interest rates because, hey, it's been 4 years, it's not 10 months. So I love that there's basically
Tiered systems.
tiered system, right, which is great
Yep.
based on your situation. And a lot of you out there are like, that's okay, I'll pay a little bit higher interest rate just to get into a home. And we can do the math for them. You still get principal reduction in some cases. You still get a tax advantage.
Yes.
And you get the pride of home ownership and appreciation.
Yeah,
so it
not to
still makes sense.
Well, that's the thing is if homes continue to appreciate at the rate that they are, or they have been, the minimal amount of more interest that you're paying, you're still into a home.
Exactly.
So
And
it's-
even with the credit scores in the 500s, those programs go to $1 million.
So it's amazing that they can, a lot of these people a lot of you out there that can afford $1 million homes, like you said, might have had a business situation where you took a tax advantage, moved it from an S corp to a new corp or a new name because of this tax advantage, but you're still making the same income you've been making for 20 years, and now they're like, you can't afford a home. And he's like, no, I make $4 million a year or whatever. I can't afford. That's ridiculous. So there are means to do that. There are also means to do that with bank statement loans.
Yes.
So the bottom line here is we're winding down here. We're sitting again here with Gigi Bronstrup with Angel Oak Mortgage Solutions, which is what they call a non-QM, which just means alternative financing to the standard box that a lot of us don't fit in. And we have ways to get you into a home now.
Yeah, and so just let's remind you that you don't have these options when you go to the big banks. You have to work with a mortgage banker or a mortgage broker in order to have these opportunities. So if you've been told no by a bank, make sure to reach out to Skyline Home Loans. We have a great team. And what's the website for Skyline Home?
SantaClaritaHomeLoan.com. It's that easy. SantaClaritaHomeLoan.com. You can always reach out to us at Don and Gino at gmail.com. So we thank you for giving us this opportunity to help more of our clients,
Thank you
because
for
we
having
were
me.
all stuck in that box of like, gosh, I wish I can help them. They should buy a home.
Yeah.
And now Gigi Bronstrup with Angel Oak Mortgage Solutions is helping us do that. And thank you
There's
for
lots
that,
of ways
Gigi.
to do it.
All right. Well, thanks for being a great partner
you
of
very
ours
much.
and a great friend.
Thank you.
And thanks for
Awesome.
coming on the show. Now you're like, oh, I don't know,
know.
but you did great. You did
Thank
great.
you. I appreciate
You
it.
did great. So let's high five that we're going to help a lot more of you out there get into the dream of home ownership.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so we're going to our halftime show, basically.
No
And-
wardrobe malfunctions
No,
here.
no, and we have Backed by Popular Demand. We have them on almost every month to give you a really good idea of what's happening in your community. This is our community, your community. We always have Bob Keller, multi-time mayor, multi-time councilman, you name it. He's involved in everything that's Santa Clarita, and he always has great information about what's happening in your community. So don't go away. We'll be right back.